Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is a request from Thomas who wanted the Z2 in the colors of the ReZEL, which I think it wears very well. But I'm fond of the Z2, the ReZEL, and the color blue, so, I am biased on three fronts. This is also the first decent round I managed to get on the Ravine map, which is our latest map. It took me a little while to get a handle on it, but just there's a lot of cover, but I'm not having an easy time yet with figuring out when and how to approach the enemy team, because basically this is another one of those maps, which is basically all the maps, but also just one of the maps where the team that sticks together best is going to do the best. So if you try and take an opportunity to close before your team is ready to go with you, like I have done right here, you are in trouble. Right now, it looks like two of the team are isolating one enemy mobile suit back behind us, which not the worst plan, but this is, I can't blame anybody else for this one. I have gone further in than I should have done. I'm not alone in that. Number 4 is over there taking a beating, but luckily they are a GPO2. They have got a massive shield, and I think it is helping them hold out quite well. So GPO2's fairly hardy in general, but Z2 can use either twin bazookas or the Zeta Gundam's beam rifle, since the ReZEL uses a rifle very similar to the Zetas. That was the answer that made the most sense to me. And it also has its own version of the Hyper Mega Launcher, which is you can just like the Amuro Zeta Gundam, you can charge it while moving. And it also has piercing, which is I think even when uncharged, as I recall, which is a nice thing to have. But this is, like I said, it's an interesting map. I have played some rounds, and I think I wound up keeping one of them, where instead of fighting in the middle here like we're doing most of this time, we wound up pushing back towards the enemy base. So, there is definitely some variety to be had. Hit with the Hyper Mega Launcher, uncharged, it does not stun, but it does significant damage and pierces. And now it's charged. It also has a decent heat gauge. You can manage to fire it a couple of times in not rapid succession, but it's not like super slow either. But there's the piercing. I damaged 2 things and killed a third. So piercing's really good, especially in a map here that has a few, and going into scope mode changes your positioning a little bit. So as you can see, I did not clear the top of the hill, but it's got some relatively close spaces for teams to get into. So if you have a piercing weapon, there are good opportunities for it. Let's see. And right now, just trying to come up with a good shot like that one. And I believe the Atlas followed up nicely, and we got the kill. Because right now, one of my biggest concerns is to just pick off the weakest enemies so we can outnumber them. Because they're pretty good at sticking together. Unfortunately, I'm missing a fair number of my shots here, but there we go. Yep, took a second to register, as you can see, just like a half second of latency, maybe a quarter. I don't know. I'm guessing at the interval, but there was just like a split second there where I feel like it should have or could have registered a little quicker. The other thing the Z2 has going for it, okay, good follow-up there, is the fact that when it uses the Zeta beam rifle, it does get the beam bayonet, the second melee weapon that the Zeta Gundam has, and gets the same 2 swings out of it that Zeta has. So the ReZEL does not get those things. It has a similar beam rifle with a bayonet, but it only gets 1 swing. So just melee combos with that with the default beam saber and the beam bayonet, aka long beam saber, can be very useful, and just the neutral on all of those beam bayonet type weapons is really excellent in terms of reach. It's very linear. It's very, it's got a good forward reach, so you are quite frequently able to catch people by surprise, and the linear nature of it makes it harder to hit your allies accidentally. It's a great attack. The downswing makes up for that, not hitting your allies thing, because the downswing is a forward lunge followed by a wide sweep, and yeah, if you're anywhere near any of your allies, that sweep is going to catch them. So, okay, good shot there on that Rick DS2. It is a Rick DS2 because there's only really one thing with that kind of silhouette that is a raid, so at least that I can think of. And sadly, everyone had iframes, so that did not actually stop anything, damage or stop anything, but I'll take it. Managed to help the Atlas there, and now I'm just waiting for all my ranged weapons to come back up. Okay, good. The Mega Beam Rifle is ready, and I can start charging that. The beam rifle should be reloaded by now. Oh yeah, apparently I've already fired it once even. So, thanks, brain. Anyway, but yeah, this is going fairly well. We've got a 2,200 point lead, which is not the world at 600. It's barely even continent, but... And, oh yeah, this does transform, which I keep not doing. To be honest, again, when you have a problem with getting ahead of yourself, transforming can be a major detriment to that, because you can just end up halfway across the world, away from your allies, and surrounded. So, also, unlike a lot of other transformable mobile suits, the Z2 does not get as much benefit from it as others do, because it has no additional weapons in Wave Rider mode, and I believe it also does not have even a separate heat gauge for the Mega Beam Launcher. And now we are up, we wiped the team, so we are up a good amount, and it is within the last 40-some seconds, so that means it is definitely time to play defensively, which we are doing. Let's see, managed to graze that Despada on the shield. I think I recognized it only by its color scheme, honestly. But yeah, yeah, I like the Z2. It honestly, as much as I like the Zeta Beam Rifle, and it's another one of my favorite weapons for its, for the bayonet and all that. But Z2 can frequently do better with the bazookas, just because those have a lot of splash and it's easier to land hits. And I was foolishly going in. I'm not sure why I decided to do that, but I'm gonna pay for it. But thankfully, we had too much of a lead for me to blow it at the last second, so that's a nice change. Yeah, I've done that a few times lately and just felt really dumb about it. You can't go reaching for opportunities when you have the lead like that. I've got to remember that. I wound up with 3845 out of our 13,000 points. That's not bad. I think that's a G-Bull, did really particularly well. Did top damage and top assist, and top diversions. And 5 and 2 and 83k damage are also not bad. So that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. Hope you enjoyed the round, Thomas. And until next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. I'd like to get the Z2 high-grade kit at some point, but that is just, I think, a little pricey the last time I looked, so might hold on that one a little bit yet.